Wow.
Welcome to the CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
I was trying to get you off before that. All right. Oh, wait, that sounded really bad. I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying.
It didn't work. I got stamina.
That's not what I heard.
That's about the only good quality about me.
This is episode 381. And yes, it is a Friday episode.
It's Friday.
I know we have a bunch of people on the Discord that either love or hate that song, and I'm the one of the few that love that song, especially when we have these Friday episodes.
Right.
So yeah, we have a Friday episode. It's summer. We're gonna be doing some weird stuff, weird timing of things and all that stuff. So the big thing is get in the Discord and you'll know exactly which days we're gonna be doing things. But yeah, we have, what do we got going on for today for this Friday episode while you're about to take a drink of your beer?
We're going to do core cards for Commander Black, updated edition 2025. And this is just something, it used to be every good card that Black had. And, that is a very long list. And we've kind of developed our own style of Fave 5. So we are trying to boil it down to basically our favorite 5 black cards that we are playing with, but also trying to include the obvious huge cards that are, so it's kind of a mixture of,
it's
something that we like, and then the big black cards.
Yeah. So that there's cards that we probably don't use. One of the thumbnail cards that is in there.
I wasn't looking.
Oh, okay. But we do know that they are good cards for having for your toolbox. So like, for example, when we did blue, we had Cyclonic Rift in there. Neither of us have put it in any of our recent decks. Like, we've had it in, and it's not like we're not going to ever play with it. But I used to use it a lot. That was my go-to. I don't have enough removal. Yeah. And so I used to put it in almost every blue deck. Now I don't put it in any blue decks unless I don't have enough removal. But you can find a way. You can find other alternatives for that. But we do know that Cyclonic Rift is a core card. Like, that is something that a lot of decks, a lot of players, you should have in your repertoire of
and then
an
opposite example of that is in red. Neither of us mention Blasphemous Act.
Right.
And
that's a good point.
But that is very much a core card.
Right.
Like, it's just, there's only so many slots, and we don't want to talk about boring cards.
Right. And I think we mentioned it in the honorable mention kind of thing. So we will probably do that on things that we might not talk about that you might think is a core card. And that also leaves room for hearing what cards you guys play with too. So if you have core cards that you are like, this has to be in every single deck, we want to hear all that stuff there. So we do have Stump the Smith Savant, and we have Sean Mikulski, I think it is. Whatever. You gotta have the button ready. But
Mine's broken.
Really? It's not working?
One.
I can't even
It's like, what?
It's the only button I know, and the only one that I hit.
So that is our stumper for tonight.
We are drinking tonight.
So
are we allowing Malort?
Because it is vacation stuff. I don't think there's not enough people on. We're not catching people on this Friday episode
Perfect. No Malort.
If people wanted to
I
do
gotta
Malort,
drive tomorrow anyway.
yeah. Well, if people wanted to, we could definitely do Malort, and that would. Here's a double whammy. See, this is why you got to be on the live stuff, because if you do the Malort, the 15 to make us take a Malort, that also enters you into the Scrubland to potentially win a Scrubland. So
I'm okay with that.
So if you're on or get on in the next, little bit here, if you do the 15 or for this episode, if you do the $15, we take a Malort shot and you're entered in to potentially win that Scrubland, that dual land. So,
yep. Sounds good to me.
That's
2 to 3.
That's incentive for you guys, especially during the summer here, because we're going to be live at weird times. You should get on if you can. For the live stuff, because then you guys can take advantage of this. Because of the we're going to still try to, I think we're only going to miss July 4th is what we discussed before we got on here. I think that's the only week we're going to miss. Everything else, we're going to have something pop up, but we might be doing 2 episodes a week when we're in town, because we're out of town. Some of the stuff we're going to be out of town together and all that stuff. So when we are on, we'll probably be drinking. So there you go. Okay, so really quick, why don't I just do the tags really quick? There are a bunch of ways that you guys can support us. The financial way is to become a patron. We aren't on. Lowry is going to open up some Final Fantasy packs there. Are they boosters or what are they?
I have 2 play boosters, and then from a pre-con, I got that collector booster sample pack.
Ooh.
I'll open that up last. So that's only like 2 cards from a collector booster. But
so
collector boosters are going for like $60-$70 right now per.
I wonder what the bonus one is going for. I wonder what that. I bet you that's still like $30-$40 just for that little guy.
Yeah.
Because there's only like 5 cards. So Lowry's going to open that.
It's only like 3
cards. So Lowry's going to open that while I'm doing these tags here and let us know what he got. But really quick, that is the only way. The way to support us financially is to become a member of the Discord. $1 gets you in the Discord. $5 or more starts getting you proxies. If you get to $5, you can get regular proxies like this little guy right here, which is Don's. Don's Truce, and that is in the owl art there that I made last month. As you can see, that's just cool. Normal. There's no shiny stuff there. Or if you move up in to higher tiers, you can get foil proxies, which I'm going to be honest, these I love our regular proxies, but these are so much better. If you can get up to the foil, that is the way to go. I foil out all mine whenever I'm making my decks. So that is, we give a little patron perk. You guys are giving us money to keep this show running, but we're also giving back to you guys because we make over 400 proxies at this point. Different proxies, so that's a little thing there. But that's also a way you guys can chat with us because we aren't on X, we aren't on Blue Sky really. I mean, I have an account there, but we don't have an official account with our stuff. We might make that over there at some point. But really, to chat with us, it's either on YouTube, on the comments. What'd you get? Nothing in that pack there, Larry?
Well, the first one I got Alt Art Joda the Unifier, the one that
let me see that one.
Gives +X for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like the
legendary creatures.
Nice. That looks really cool.
And then I got Excalibur 2, which is whenever you gain life, put a charge counter on it, and then it gets +1/+1 to each charge.
I got that in the pre-con, and it seems
cool for a life game.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's really good for life game, but it didn't work for my pre-con, or not pre-con, the pre-release. Okay, so then the other stuff there. You're watching this video right now. Please hit that like button. You've already hit the video to watch this video. Hit the like button. That helps us out. If you're not subscribed, please do so as well. The other way you guys can find or support us financially wise is check out our CommanderSmith gear, which is on my eBay account. You can get the mugs that we have, the CommanderSmith Yeti mugs, or we have metal tokens, and eventually we will have the hats. One other thing, and we'll start changing that here, is the play mats we have is just going to be a patron thing only, and it's going to be a reward system. We're going to revamp that so that it's going to be a tier system, and that's how you get rewards for your lifetime donations and stuff. So we don't have the play mats for sale right now. It's everything else. What'd you get there? Oh, it's that guy. You can have as many as you can as you want in that deck?
That's in about $5. And then I have Emmett Selch Unsunder. It is a mythic. I don't know which one.
All right. These are the regular packs at this point, right? I think that's it for the tags. If you guys need to get a hold of us, be in the Discord, because then you can direct message us. Otherwise, you can email us at commandersmiths@gmail.com. And here comes Lowry's special pack. Full art
That's only 2
saga.
cards? Jesus.
And I don't know what that one is.
2 nothings.
Can I do the Zeke? Want. I wanted to hit the oh good for you stuff, but you didn't get an oh good for you there. So, all right, that's the tags for there. We're gonna do our fave 5 of core cards for Commander. This is black, and this is our last of the core card Commander. You know, I was looking back at it, Lowry. Well, unless we do multicolor, we did like every 2-color combo of core cards for Commander. Do you know that?
You mean back in the day?
Yeah, right. I looked it up. I typed
We
it
were
up. Like,
desperate.
core cards. I was like, oh, there's red, blue. There's red. Like we did every. Yeah. So I don't know.
But we didn't get into 3-color?
No, we never did 3-color. So.
Damn.
Yeah. So all right, let's get over to our core cards for Commander.
I think we could do a 2-color one, just like one of each 2-color combo.
And pick one. Each
You
of
only
us
get one.
We each get
That'd be
one.
really tough, honestly.
That'd be 20 of them. 20 cards.
Well, between the 2 of us, yeah.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. I kind of dig it. All right. Lowry, we have black. I had you go first on Monday. I think I'm going to go first, right?
Okay.
Is that all right?
You can decide.
Because I won the tournament, so I get to
King of tournaments.
All right, so how this works is it's Fave 5 style, so we both don't know each other's picks here. And it's core cards for Commander. It's the cards we feel like you should have in your collection, and then proxy them, and then they can go on all these decks. So I want to start off by saying that, and I want to steal this because I know you have it on your list, and I want to take it right now because it's probably one of my favorites, and it's one that you just asked for.
I kind of figured
proxy.
you.
Yeah.
That's more you, but yeah.
But it's Black Market Connections. I put this in almost every black deck. It is 2 colors, 1 black enchantment. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1 or more. Create 1 treasure token, lose a life. Draw a card, lose 2 life. Create a 3/2 colors shapeshifter token. It is a changeling, you lose 3 life. I mean, this works great in those tribal decks, but it goes in those decks, but I use it for the first 2, and I almost always lose the 3 life and get both of those. Like, it's so good. Like, I play this. I don't play Phyrexian Arena and all that. The other ones that is the lose 1 life, draw a card. I much rather use this over those. Even though you're losing a little bit more life, it's giving you that added ramp onto it. And so I love this. Any black deck, it pretty much goes in there for a 3-drop enchantment.
I mean, it's something that I am always like, God, where's my other black market connections? And like, I'm digging, and that's why I was like, hey, I need some more proxies of this thing. It's darn good. You know what I mean? I think this is in 3 of my decks, and I wish it was in like 6 of my decks, which is pretty high up there for how much I'm repeating something.
But to piggyback on what you just said there is like, it doesn't have that smothering tithe feel where it's just like, or the Rhystic Study where it's like, oppressive, and you're getting so far ahead. You're losing life. Like, I hurt myself a lot with this card, but you do get the advantage with it, but it isn't taking over a game, like,
right.
I don't, when I play this, unless somebody has like mass enchantment removal, it isn't like we have to get rid of that. It's just added, how do I want to say that? Added bonuses to your turn, and I think that the number of life that you're losing is perfect. The getting the treasure token, 1 life, draw, like they did that perfect. I think it almost feels like too much to get the creature, but when you're in a tribal deck, it feels like that's right. When you're not in that, you're never using that at all.
If you're
'cause
just getting like a 3/2 token,
like,
you're just like,
no,
"Nah,
that's okay. I don't need
to do
that.
this."
Yeah, I don't need to.
Yeah.
So, but the other two is like almost every single time I do both of those. So
And I would say this feels so much more like a Sylvan Library versus a Smothering Tithe or a Rhystic Study.
that's a good point.
Completely acceptable in a game. Like when it comes down, nobody's groaning and moaning. You are losing life in both regards of Sylvan Library in this. Like this is something that I do really like as a fair, powerful card.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah,
So
that's
totally agree with you.
Oh, really quick.
Are we saying that this is like the number one card?
For me, it is. I mean, out of all my
it
whole
might
list,
be mine too.
that's why I wanted to grab it.
List.
That's why I wanted. I'm like, I'm going first. I want to get this.
No,
one.
no, no. I kind of figured this was gonna be yours because you do play it a lot more. Should I move into mine?
Really quick, Mr. Wyndham is asking what we're drinking. I am drinking from Mr. Anderson, Adam number 4, New Glarus. For my birthday, he sent a case over to me, so I got the Spotted Cow from Scani that I'm drinking. What are you drinking, Lowry?
I'm drinking Pseudo Sioux Pale Ale from Toppling Goliath out of Iowa. I believe it's Decorah, but
And
it's good stuff.
we would be drinking Malort if anybody does the $15 donation. Just throwing that out there for people that are jumping on the live there. And then your name gets entered in for the chance to win the dual line. All right, Lowry, what is your first overall pick?
I'm gonna go Yawgmoth Ran Physician.
That was on my list as well as one of the ones I starred. So good choice there, Yawgmoth.
So you know this creature, he's essentially the most powerful, entity out there. Plus, alongside Urza.
Me spelling it out
There we
didn't
go.
help me.
And just a free sack outlet that has a potential to, like, it's putting 1/1 counters on your opponent's creatures. You're able to draw cards. Discarding card to proliferate is awesome as well. It's just a perfect card.
Yep.
It does everything that you want. I don't think it's too powerful. It's not, don't get me wrong, it as a commander is a pain in the ass, and it's really, really good. And I'm sure there are combos with it, but I almost never think of combos with it.
Yeah.
It's not like a Ashnod's Altar or Phyrexian, like where you could just free sack stuff.
I mean, you
Oftentimes
are,
those
but you're
can be-
losing life at the same point.
Yeah. So you're going to eventually not be able to do this if you can't just combo out within that life total or gain life off of it. So you need more pieces. And so, but like the drawing cards is amazing. This is one of my favorite card draw parts in Black. Again, the free sacking is wonderful. Like if somebody's just going to Cyclonic Rift, and you're like, well, I don't need these creatures.
Right.
Draw a bunch of cards, kill some of your stuff, discard anything that I don't need to proliferate. It helps along the poison, the +1/+1 counters, the -1 that you're giving out. Like, I love the balance of this card, and you need a pretty big board presence for this to be overpowered. It's a great blocker. I always bring up blocking. Nobody else does. But it's just, you don't want to attack with it. It's a great card to have sit back. It's going to be able to block. You're going to be able to, anything that's dying in combat, you're just sacrificing it to make sure that you get value out of it. I just love it.
Yep.
So
No,
it makes it into a lot of my Black decks.
I mean, it covers a lot of ground. Like the -1 I think I would still play it if it was -1/-1 until end of turn, but the fact that it's a -1/-1 counter, that helps a lot with that. But yeah, there's so much that this does for 4 mana. Draws, removal, the proliferation, helps with the killing. You have to discard, but you're drawing cards off of this anyways. Like you said, free. You don't have to pay mana to do the sacrificing. So yeah, I love this card. 104 EDH Rec Dex as a 99. That's not as a. I didn't even look up the legendary being the commander part, because I'm more focused. I never even think of this as the commander. I'm more as this is in a lot of my 99.
I know Bill from Woodbury has this as a commander.
Yeah.
But it's great.
It's really good. And I mean, humans, you think protection from humans is meh, but that's the most common creature type in the game. So
Probably the most relevant. Yep.
so it actually has protection from something that is, like you said, relevant. All right. I'm gonna hit another big dog, dude. And let's see. We had this.
I knew this was gonna be you. You son of a gun.
We had we had this on our first one, but it wasn't this one. We had the whispering one on the first one. It's Sheoldred the Apocalypse has taken over the Sheoldred spot, but this is just I'm surprised it isn't a game changer. We talked about that before. But 2 and 2 black. Death touch 4/5. Whenever you draw a card, gain 2 life. Whenever opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. Like this is just it's just a silly card. It's really good. It's fantastic. Especially how our play style is. We want to draw cards. We don't tutor, so we're drawing a lot of cards. This is going to gain your life back, and then you're saying go. And people like to draw cards in our group. If I'm playing against you, Lowry, I know it's going to hurt you a lot. So this is a card that when it hits the battlefield, if people aren't removing it, it's going to do a lot of work. It's going to do a lot of work. And if we're 4 for a 4/5 death touch, that by itself I know we're not focused on that part. Really, it's the drawing and all that. But it's still, like, think about that. It's 4 for a 4/5 death touch. That's crazy. Like, that's a really good
I think
card
you're
for
really overvaluing this, and you play it way too much.
I do not.
Probably need to back off on that a
No. I actually don't think I put
Fucking hate
it.
this card.
I don't think I put it in enough decks. Like, because it has to fit more in a theme.
This drops if I don't have removal. I'm just going like, I don't want to do anything. I would like to skip my turn, please. I don't. It's brutal. It's brutal. Like the other interesting thing here is that sometimes with the newer Praetors, they put that like limit of it only happens one time. And then on a couple of them, they're like, yeah, when they do this, they're fucked. And then it just, they're going to draw more cards. They're going to draw that initial one. Yeah, they're fucked.
Yeah.
The green one is just like half their counters. Yep. All the time. And then the blue one's like 10 mana.
Yeah.
We're going to counter one spell.
Right.
And it's just like, what?
4 mana. Whenever.
I think all of them should just be like the first card they draw. That's fine. Everything else beyond that.
No,
fucked.
Because then this wouldn't be on my list.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. It's very good.
Do you
It
own
sucks.
a copy of this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then why don't you put it in more decks?
Because it sucks. I want it to be much more of like in theme rather than just
that's
really good.
Typically what I do, like put it in. I don't just shove it in there. Don't talk to Cindy
You don't
about
even
that.
use lube. You're just a jerk.
All right, what is your second overall? Oh, by the way, that's in 162,000 EDH rec decks.
I believe it.
Yeah, so it's up there.
You know what? The next one, I'm trying to plan out where I want to go. 1, 2, 3, and then there's like a 5th one in there. Okay, I'm gonna go Rim Hireling.
Hey, that was one I starred as well. We're getting similar.
Okay, we're there. I mean, just the point. It's 4 mana, and it's fantastic because whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create 2 treasure tokens. So if you're in a 4 pod and you can hit every player, you get 6 treasures. This thing's crazy. And then you can use those treasures. Oftentimes,
Removal.
I don't have a lot of extra treasures laying around. I'm going to be honest.
But in a
But
pinch,
if you have like a Smothering Tide going off, you have removal.
yeah,
Like,
that's what I was gonna say. Even in a pinch, like if you're like, well, we really need to remove this creature is the problem, guys. Let one of my creatures go through. Did you just say children? Let each of you let my creatures go through. I get 4 treasure tokens. Let's kill. Well, Sheoldred wouldn't because that was a 4/5. You need a little bit more to do that.
No, it can make 6.
What?
Well, if you only have the 2
Yeah.
agreements.
The
But
person that has the Sheoldred is not going to let you get through.
yeah, they're not going to let me. I'm going to get through. But
Cocky. No, I agree. This one's really good. I like this one a lot. 118,000 EDH rec deck. So
Yeah.
this is a $15 card at this point because 2 printings? We have the Oh no, a lot more printings than I was thinking. Not a lot, but Baldur's Gate, Forgotten Realms. Oh, the list. Okay, so maybe not as many as I was thinking, but still, that's a $13, $14 card.
Sideways ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, the card always feels good when it's coming down. I have this in Rafine because that has a bunch of like flyers. I'm almost always gonna get like 4 treasures off of it. And again, it's really nice removal.
Oh,
honestly.
good for
So-
you.
Yep.
All right. Where I'm good. Where are you at?
I'm gonna hit one that we actually had on our first list, and I made the list, and get out of here with this forest walk crap. Get out of here. Get the
we go.
fuck. All right, you're getting it. You're getting
There's
it.
so many good cards that go with Maya Cradle of Growth.
This is one that we actually had on our first list of our first list of 30. But it is Cryptghast is what I'm.
Okay. I'm glad that you got that.
This is just fantastic. If you're playing 1 to 2 color, black and whatever color, this is what you want to play. Because then whenever you tap, it's 4 to come out for a 2/2. It has Extort, which is really nice. It has that little bonus. But really, what you're wanting is the whenever you tap a swamp for mana, add an additional swamp or black to your mana pool. We had Norcana Revenant on there with the other one, but I like this one so much more. It's so much more expensive for the other, and the Extort is really nice. So whenever you cast a spell, you can pay white or black, and each player loses life, and you gain that much life. So I just love this card. I don't play it necessarily as much because my color pie has expanded. When you get to 3 colors, this one's a little more tough, but I think for a 1 and a 2 color deck, it's an auto include in those decks. It just helps.
I agree, but you should probably just blame all the red decks that you've been building over the last like 4 years. You're just not playing a lot of black. That's fine.
Where's my Cryptghast for red? That's going to be the top of the list right there. So, but yeah, I like this one. It's in 155,000 EDH rec deck, so this one is played quite a bit. And like I said, I would play this over Narcana. I think this took over that spot. It's a lot easier to get out. It does a lot more stuff. Yeah. So that's my little pick.
It's a great card. Completely agree. You know, just like where Yavimaya makes things great, Urborg makes this card crazy good.
Good point.
And the other cool thing about this is that just because you're tapping a swamp for mana does not mean that you're creating a black. So it adds an additional black. So if you don't need that second black, you can get the white color from a scrubland.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you do a dual
so you
land,
can tap it for a white, get a black with Cryptghast, and just color fix yourself as well to a degree.
Yep.
I was really on an Extort kick there for a second when like Tesa came out, and then Gumball, and I've been kind of just in the Extort realm for about a year, and I just love the card. Completely agree. Just glad that you got there.
Sweet.
Instead of me.
All right, your third overall selection, Lau.
There's a lot of good ones.
I know this is gonna be tough.
Honestly,
I'm just hoping you keep picking ones that I have.
I think we're. I'm gonna go with probably my favorite reanimation target.
I know where this is going.
My favorite big black creature
that
there is.
Maybe I'm wrong.
What's it?
Nothing. Go ahead.
It's expensive, but Archon of Cruelty.
Archon.
So it's like 8 mana when it comes into play or attacks.
Well, let's get cruel.
Down.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, so 8 mana, 6/6 flyer. Whenever it enters or attacks, target opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, discards a card, and loses 3 life. And you draw a card and gain 3 life.
It is brutal.
This is probably my favorite card of just like, do I need a big creature that I need to bring back? Or like, this card was crazy in Ishin with the double trigger. It's if you're swapping stuff in and out. I really like this in my Dire from the Shire deck, the one where I was playing or putting stuff into play off the top. It was John around the beginning of the podcast.
Basically, anything that you have a flicker effect to really helps with this too. If you're able,
Yep.
like, you just
I think this is in my Ketramos deck. It doesn't exile, but it gets stuff in the graveyard, and then I like blinking in that deck. It was strongly considered for the deck at least, but it just does a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a big beater that with evasion and drawing versus a discard. So it's not just a +1 for you. It's actually a +1 -1, and then -2 if they're sacrificing a creature. It's doing so much for 8 mana. I love this card, and I remember when it came out, I was like, this is probably the best black card to reanimate, and I'm still by that.
Yeah,
Like, this is such a fun card to bring back.
I can dig it. Yep, because it's doing 3 things negative for the player that you're doing it to, and +2 for you. Yeah, this is really good. Yep. I don't have it in a single deck. I have it, but I haven't made the proxy yet and just haven't found a spot. Maybe I should start fitting it in a little bit more. God, there's a lot of fitting in with this episode here.
That's all right.
All right. I don't know the EDH rec decks because that one was not on my list because I haven't played it. That's why that's not there. The one I'm going to hit next, my 4th overall pick, is the removal I use for black. Is probably one of the only ones. There's a couple others I do use, but this one I use consistently and is probably one of the best. Hang on. We just got a second version of this one, but I like the OG because it's so much better. But it is the Meat Hook. No, let's not do that one. The Meat Hook.
That one is
yeah.
That doesn't work.
The Meat Hook Massacre. So it's 2 black and X, legendary enchantment. Mr. Wyndham, squeeze it in, Adam. Whenever Meat Hook Massacre enters, each creature gets X-X until end of turn. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life. Whenever a creature an opponent dies, you gain a life. So this, I mean, it goes in my decks that I'm sacrificing creatures and all that stuff, and the aristocrat type of style decks. But this is one of my removal things. Like if I am playing a lot of tokens and stuff, because I'm trying to remember why I had it recently. It's in my Renmaw deck, because what it is I'm giving everybody crows. I'm getting crows at the same time. This is one of my game winners. I drop this down. It kills my crows, but all my opponents lose that much life for how my crows are. And then for how many crows that get killed in the process, I'm also gaining life. And the cool thing is, it's a removal, but then it stays. And so you're constantly, as the game's going on, people's creatures are dying, my creatures are dying, people are losing life, are gaining life. It just does so much work, and I'd much rather use this over a Damnation, over Toxic Deluge. I just like
Ornament
this.
of Hailfire?
Yeah, that might be on the list.
Might be on there. All right.
But I use this one over all of those removals. If I'm going to have something where there's a mass removal, this is the one I do, and it has to kind of make sense too. So, what are your? Do you use? Well, we're getting a lot of people talking now. What the hell?
Adam doesn't.
I can't
it
even
doesn't
keep
mill.
up.
Why do you play this card?
I haven't started my mill deck yet.
I was wondering if you have done it for 0. That's a really good question there.
I 100% have done that. Yep.
Have you?
Yes.
Interesting.
Because I don't want
just to get it down.
Yep, to get it down, and I don't want my creatures to die in that scenario. That's when I remember it. Like, I didn't want to lose my stuff, and -1 wasn't gonna do anything. -2 was gonna kill my stuff, and I didn't want them to die at the time. But I wanted this out there as insurance, so that if a board wipe came in, boom, everybody was gonna lose it. So yes, I have played it for the 2. But most of the time, I'd say 99% of the time, it is trying to board wipe, win the game, or do a big damage to it. So,
okay.
Yeah. Tad, you didn't even, you came in with the mill, and you didn't even come in with an Urza's for Life. I'm disappointed. He's playing.
No, he did.
Did he? Where?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Okay, you did. Yeah. You did. I missed it. There were too many.
I pointed. I told him to get out without any words.
All right. Do you have Meat Hook in any of your decks at this point?
I have played it. Again, I think this was in the Taste of Karlov deck that was kind of aristocrats making spirits and clues and stuff like that for sure in there. This is much more. I do really like it, but I try and stay away from it because you really like this effect. And so like when somebody is into that effect, you know that it's going to come around a lot more. And so like our group probably isn't going to make a lot of mill decks because you make a handful of mill decks. It's just like how many mill decks do we need within the group? Like, let's just let somebody that actually enjoys it enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Ibukaki freaking is pissed. He's like, oh, okay, I guess every mill deck is yours. I guess you get them all. That's fine. It's like, yes.
That's exactly right.
Good.
So, but you like this effect of just like that small little one pinging thing. So like the aristocrats effect, and I've been doing it just in like different ways. So like been doing impact tremors. So it really has to be on theme for me to play it.
Right.
At this point, I don't want it to randomly be there, or else it could be a card that happens too often within our play group.
Yep.
So I'll let you run with it. And
I will say that it doesn't just go, here's a black deck, it gets shoved
Right.
in there. You know, like it normally is, hey, and that's why it really works well with Renma, because it's one of my finishers. I don't want to say his name. Adonar said this cast got recommended because, not cast, this video in particular hit his algorithms because it's black and he likes to deal with mono black decks. So hey, thank you for joining on this.
There we go. Hopefully we can help you. I mean,
this is the toolbox. This is going to help for just your black decks in general or whatever. All right, Lara, what is your fourth overall pick for core cards for Commander? Oh, and that's, by the way, 167,000 EDH rec decks for Meat Hook Massacre.
How many?
167,000.
That's quite a bit. Okay, that has to go away. Oh, that one.
You only have 2 more picks.
I know, that's the whole thing.
This is hard to figure out what to do here.
Damn
it. There's a bunch that I use and
okay, I don't think it's going to be that one, even though
we'll give some honorable mentions at the end of ones we don't get in here. So.
Okay, so technically I'm going to name a card because I'm playing it a lot more, even though like Necropotence is the top dog at this spot and what it's doing kind of, but I'm going to say Ripples of Undeath.
Oh, that was not where I thought you were going. Okay. I don't even know if I know this card. Ripples
is from Modern Horizons, the latest one. So it's 1 in a black enchantment, and during
now
your pre-combat main phase, you mill 3 cards, and you may pay 1 and 3 life. If you do, put a card from among those 3 into your hand. So
it's like a Sylvan library in a way, except not as good.
Yeah, I mean, you get to draw your card, and then you're milling 3 and get another card into your hand if you want. But like the cool thing is, like where I'm liking it, I have it in Rowan because you lose life, so that helps you out in Rowan where you're just losing life. And then it works amazing in Tavol, where that card leaves your graveyard, and thusly you get to create a 2/2 zombie druid in there. This would work in Sir Conrad, where you're milling, and then if something leaves, you get the double triggers off of that. I just like how much more interesting this is.
Right.
And maybe Necropotence isn't necessarily the fairest comparison. It's just Necro is just the best card at getting cards into your hand for black. And I just don't play it that often because it's probably just so good.
Well, and it limits you because it's triple black.
Yeah, I mean,
so that gets a little more difficult when you get to like 3, 4 color, 5 color decks, obviously, because then
I mean, but it's completely worth it in a 3 color deck. Maybe not 4, because you're right, it is harder to cast. But damn, if you put it in play, you fill up your hand. You know what I mean? And if you're a combo player, you're just finding any card that you want. It's so damn good. Ripples of Undeath is much more fair. You're still seeing a ton of cards. It plays right into the way that I like, where it's filling up my graveyard.
right.
and I'm always playing from the graveyard. I like to use it as a resource so much, and so this is something that I really like when it comes to card advantage, but filling up my graveyard. So
I can dig it. I should probably be putting this in more of my mill decks.
it's a $10-15 card.
Is it?
Like, yeah.
Shit, I don't
You
know
want
what I'm
to
gonna.
give me a proxy? I'll
I
be your
haven't.
friend.
I haven't made this one yet. I don't know where to go with
What's
my
your
next
last one? It sucks going first, huh? You thought it was going to be cool, but now you don't know what to do. What's the last card that you have to talk about?
You know, and you just mentioned it, and I have to go with what I actually use, because we're gonna do honorable mentions at the end of cards that we think should be in this, but we don't use.
Oh, okay. All right.
But you did just mention this while describing this card, and that was one I had starred, and it is, out of the cards I have left that I have starred, it is one that I use consistently. Like, I'm looking at everything here. There's maybe one other one, maybe two, but this one I do use. So I'm gonna say Sir Conrad.
Oh,
Yeah, I know you probably weren't.
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, so Sir Conrad, I end up putting in a lot of black decks.
Okay.
Because the thing is remember, I like mill. So this works with mill because it says whenever another creature dies
Fair.
or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature leaves the graveyard, there's so much it does. There's so much graveyard synergy going to, leaving, but it deals 1 damage to each opponent. And I like that it's not one opponent. I like that it's spread across. That's my big thing when I deal with things like this is I don't like what's her nuts that we're not going to talk about because we both don't. I'm pretty sure you're not picking that as your last one. The top dog for aristocrats that when a creature dies, target opponent loses a life, you gain a life. What?
Oh, Blood Artist.
Yes, I don't like Blood Artist. It's good. Don't get me wrong. But
You'd rather play Zulaport.
Right. I'd rather hit everybody and not just single out people. I don't like singling out people. And if you play a commander game with us and a game with me or whatever, we both try to, well, unless Lowry and I are playing, Lowry gets me down really quick.
No, I don't
And
kill
then
you though.
he doesn't
I-
kill me.
Look,
He lets
putting
me.
you at 20 is the same as all of us at 40. All right. I feel like you don't understand that.
Lowry
That
gets
puts
me
you
down.
even with us.
Gets me down, and then he's like, okay, Adam's manageable. Now I move on to everybody else. Yep. What Mr. Whitham's saying is 5 is a lot. Yes, it is, but this does
Agreed.
a lot. If you are doing any sort of mill, if you're doing any sort of like you're about to do mass removal, like I just talked about Meat Hook Massacre, this does a lot of work because it's not just your creatures, it's everybody's creatures. So if you have a wrath effect that's in your hand or about to happen, you play this first, and this deals so much damage to everybody. And then if you have recursion, like if Lowry likes to play recursion a lot, if you have ways of bringing stuff back, you're dealing damage at that point. And then it feeds itself a little bit. I actually used this the last time I played. Oh, no. It was the pre-release. I got a Sir Conrad in my pack. And so I was actually using the each player mills a card effect.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it only did a couple damage because you're in a, limited format. But in a commander game, that's going to deal some damage. Like if you have no other options, hey, they're about to say go to you and you have 4 mana open, everybody mills 2 cards. There's a chance that everybody's going to lose 2 to 5 to 6 life. Maybe even higher, because if you have 4 of you, everybody mills 2 creatures per, you get an 8. So this always does work. It always, when I get it in my hand, it's like, okay, I just got to plan this out because it is a danger. You don't realize how much damage this does because it's dying, it's milling, it's recursion. There's a lot of stuff happening, and it's everybody. It's not just one person, which I dig. So
I think you did a really good job defending it right there, but I am on the side of 5 mana is a lot.
I'll tell you
And
this.
it's hard to include. Not saying that is bad by any means. It's just hard to include in a lot of decks. And I can see why you play it because you do play a lot of mill.
This is where I'm going to make you feel silly. You want
a lot of aristocrat style decks. So again, this fits your style of dealing damage to everybody. And I get it. I totally get it when you're saying it, but it is pretty tough at 5 mana to do. Sorry, excuse me. I'm not drinking a lot of beer these days, so it's tough to manage. But it's unless you are dealing with everybody, it's kind of hard to include. So even
I'm gonna say this is where you're gonna feel silly, because guess how many decks it's in?
it's in a lot.
And
It's in a lot.
This isn't even the Commander. This is just in the 99. It's in 271,000 EDH rec decks.
I'm just saying.
At this point,
that's a lot.
this is the second most played card that we've talked about. Black Market is the only card that's above this. Everything else is below this. And that doesn't include it as the Commander. So if you include it as the Commander, I don't know where that's at, but that might get that even over Black Market Connections. I don't know if there's that many people that are douchey with that, with the mono black, you know, but that's a lot of decks. And that, you know, I brought in the numbers of how many decks afterwards, just so I had reference of it. And like I said, this goes in so many of my decks, not because I'm always doing aristocrat style stuff, but the mill stuff, you know,
It is because you're doing
no,
that.
it's actually probably because of the mill. The mill is actually what probably grabs it more than the aristocrat. Like, because the mills tend to be a blue and a black thing. And so this is just perfect in that. You know, it's in Mothman. It's in the, well, it's not in Mind Shrieker, obviously, because it's only blue. But it was in my, whatever, the blue-black one I had and all that stuff. He literally just played, Urza's for life in his, Tad's playing right now as we're talking right now. So he got an Urza's. Fuck yeah, he did. Urza Saga, buddy. But yeah, so do you not have this in a single deck then?
It's been really close in a lot of decks. Like it almost made Teyval. I think it was cut in the last, like, you know, I have 5 to 10 that float in and out as I'm practicing. And it ended up, it was in the deck a little bit, out of the deck a little bit. It might go back in just because I do move through the deck quite a bit and I sacrifice cards and stuff like that. So it's really, really close.
Here's what
I'm just saying that I agree that 5 mana's, that's the part that hurts it.
Yeah.
If we brought this down to 3 or 4 and had it be like a 1-2 or something,
that'd be ridiculous.
It'd be a fucking rare at least.
It'd be ridiculous. I'll say this.
Uncommon.
I'm gonna agree with you guys and disagree at the same point. 5 is a lot, but this card, when I get it in hand, always feels like this is my game winner in a way. It's a setup. So a lot of times it doesn't come out early for me, obviously, because it's 5. But it's normally like, okay, I need this to come out and survive. Or if it's a late game, it's come out and play a board wipe, or, you know, something that's gonna, because the board wipes, it's affecting you know, like you're hitting your stuff, their stuff, everything. This is a potential game winner. And so how I play it is a lot different. It's not, I need to get this game out or this card out on turn 4 or 5. This is, I need to wait for, I have the thing that's going to win me the game. You know, that's more of when I get it. It's my game winner. I don't think
you have to defend yourself. Like,
there's
there's 200,000 people that agree with you.
271. Get it right.
Okay. Sorry.
No,
that's a lot of decks.
What I was just saying is I agree with what you guys are saying is I don't try to get this out as soon as possible. This is normally like one that's in my hand that's like I'm setting up for the win. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the pieces that normally can get me the win. And I would say that a lot of times it gets out and it's like, okay, we need that gone because this is going to get really ugly. You know, there's a lot of things that are going to happen, especially if you couple this with Blood Chief Ascension. It can get kind of nasty. There's a lot of things that this does. So anyways, I love this card. I play it a lot.
I think that's probably the better example of what ends up making it into the deck is Blood Chief Ascension.
Blood Chief Ascension's good. Yep.
Because like sometimes in those kind of situations, so again, and like if I go with Rowan, I'd rather have Blood Chief Ascension because it gains me life, even and we're running through cards and stuff like that, and everybody's taking damage, so it's going to be able to trigger pretty easy. Whereas like they do work really well together. It just depends on what you're trying to do or what you need from this kind of effect. And again, if this gained life, I think that's a different story as well, but that makes it even crazier card. Right?
Yeah, that'd be
like
nuts.
it's a really good card. And I'm not even gonna say that putting this down to 4 mana, that wouldn't make it fair.
No,
Is it like 4.5? No, like you're right. It's really good at 5 mana.
I think
It's still a really good card.
right. I think
Just something about it for me
yeah,
doesn't. It's just a little bit too much because it's not fitting what I'm doing in my decks.
right. Not that we were sticking on Sir Conrad, but I think the reason why it's in so many decks is it doesn't just hit one style. It's not. This is only an aristocrat style deck. This fits, mill.
It's mill
stuff.
It's aristocrats.
Yeah, it hits.
It does a lot.
A lot of different genres of decks. So that's why I think it's in a lot of decks there. But yeah. Anyways, Lowry, your last pick, and are you going to hit the big guy that's on our thumbnail, or are you going to move away and we're going to talk about that? Okay, good.
So this is. The sad part is I think this is going to be the one color that I don't talk about a cantrip that I like. I'll put in the honorable mentions. So like green had Elvish Farsight, then I talked about Preordain, I talked about Sazakap's Brew.
Next beer.
White doesn't have one, so maybe that's okay. I can get out of it.
You know why I'm having
because
my
it's
fourth beer
really
is
hard
because
not to talk about Bolus's Citadel.
Are you not going
when
to?
you're talking about it top?
I thought for sure
What's
you were
that?
going to talk about Bolus's Citadel. Are you not going to?
I'm talking about Bolus's Citadel.
Okay, you are. I was like, I was surprised.
I'm
Okay.
going to.
See, and that was on my list, but I don't play that one. I like it. It doesn't. I haven't put it in a deck. It might be in one deck. One deck at this point.
So 6 mana legendary artifacts. Look at the top card of your deck. You could play the top card of your deck and cast spells by paying life, and then you can tap it, sacrifice 10 non-land permanents. Each opponent loses 10 life. Now, the thing that I don't like about it is that it is kind of a combo enabler with top and Aetherflux Reservoir, or just anything that likes casting spells with top, like those two, and work really well together. And so that's a problem with me. Generally, I'm going to pick top over this because top's my favorite card. But Bolus's Citadel, it's card advantage. It's fine to pay life. You know what I mean? To get that kind of advantage, it's crazy what you can do. And then it's just like, oh, I ran into a land. I could play that if I haven't played a land yet. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy talk for black. And like I really like this in clue decks because you can sacrifice those clues for 10 non-land permanents to each opponent loses 10 life, or like if you're making a ton of treasures, or like food, clues, treasures, like when you have that many tokens, you can just sacrifice them to dome everybody.
Right.
And when you're playing that many spells off the top, you're gonna get more permanents that way anyway. Like it's such a good card. I love it. 6 mana is perfect. Because I think if it was 7, that'd be tough. That'd be a lot tougher.
Yeah.
6 mana is like
doable.
Right there at that super like I was reading Friday, sorry.
That super
but like
Friday
that
level.
super strong part where I want a lot of my cards to be, and then like 7 and 8 plus mana have to be game winners. This is probably the most expensive card advantage piece that I put in my decks. I love that it, like being an artifact is fantastic, because you can do some shenanigans with that. I love some of the promo arts that they have for it. The old border, the I don't know, I think it's a pre-release one. I just
we do have the Post Malone one.
I don't know if I like the Post Malone one. That one looks yeah. But the other versions are pretty cool.
And this is only 10,000 behind Sir Conrad at 261.
Yeah, well, that's crazy that Sir Conrad's in more decks than Host's Citadel.
Yeah. No, I dig this one too. We got done by AJ seeing the Sensei's top shenanigans. I would like to play with it more. That triple black gets me a little bit sometimes, but I think this one's really good. I think you're right. It does a lot of work. That
I think I agree with you a lot more on the Necropotence being 3 mana. To where it's like Bolas' Citadel at 6 mana with 3 black in it is much more like you're going to hit that on curve likely. To whereas like if you have Necropotence in your hand at the beginning, you got to work to get that on turn 3.
Right.
If you're in 3+ colors.
Yeah, and so that I guess that's what happens with me is I don't always exclude if I'm in a 3-color plus triple whatever color, but this does get there, you know, or I have to think about it. I'm like, it's 3.
I think you play a lot more utility lands though too than me.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty aggressive on going and fetching for duels and stuff like that, or anything that can get me multiple colors.
Yeah.
So I'd much rather hit, but I'm still careful about how many pips are in the card.
Yeah.
So like, and where that's at. So I totally know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I agree. So this was on my list too. I had it starred. I figured you would grab this one up because I've seen you play this one.
You set me up.
I've seen you play this one, and I think I have it in one deck at this point. I don't even know if I do, but I think I do. Okay, so we want to hear your guys's, but here's some of our honorable mentions. I'm glad you got Bolas' Citadel. I almost said Post Citadel.
I know it's sitting there
because we would if you didn't pick this, the thumbnail that I made had neither one of the cards would have made it. And this was
the other one Torment?
No, the other one is Demonic Tutor. So if you're if you're a tutor person, it is the best tutor that is out there. It is expensive, but it is very good. It is the best tutor in my opinion because it goes directly to your hand. I would much rather pay that one extra colors to get it in your hand instead of just doing like Vampiric Tutor goes to the top and all that stuff. So I think that is one, and that one's in the most. Like if we would have picked that, that's in 650,000 EDH rec decks. But we both don't play tutors. But yes, Torment I also had on my list. Both of those we had those from the original core cards for Commander. We also had Animate.
Like, so my problem with Torment is it's one of those game ender cards,
right? And that's what I was saying. I didn't pick it because I haven't been putting it in decks for a while.
It's out there enough. I don't need to be playing it. Let other people play it.
One that I do play that we did have on our list is Animate Dead. That one was on our original list. And I like it because you can pull from anybody's graveyard, which is really nice. It's not just yours.
I think we not having
I do not love tutors.
A reanimation spell within our 10 is kind of maybe slap in the face. I don't know. I feel bad now that you bring it up.
I mean,
none of us love tutors except for Magda. If tutors were named Magda, then Adam would definitely play more Magdas.
I know I have not played Magda in probably over 2 years at this point. Like,
yeah,
I get so much hate.
Called peer pressure and social justice. That's what that is.
Well, it's also because we build too many damn new decks that I'm like, I want to play my new deck. I want to play this new deck.
You don't even play that. You don't even get that many decks. Come on.
Well, come on.
You're doing better.
Oh,
how about that? You're doing a good job now.
Thanks, Dad. Blood Chief Ascension we talked about. One that I did like a late ad that I had that I was very tempted to pick was, and I play a lot of, is Haunt of the High Tower. I think that was really good. I like that one a lot.
It really works for you.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I think I feel like I want to put that in. It's very much Sir Conrad, like cards going to the graveyard.
It just gets
huge. And then you
huge.
gain a shit ton of life. Somebody discards a card.
Always when I get it out, it's like
somebody attacked me with it, I killed him. So that's not in real life in the game.
Oh, jeez.
That sounds regressive.
Yeah,
sorry.
Gotta talk to the authorities here. Also, Bitter Blossom. I have been putting in more. I used to not play with that at all, but the decks I've been playing.
One?
Bitter Blossom. Bitter Blossom is one that I've been playing. One that I don't play, but everybody plays because this would have been one of the highest ones is And I know Tad just played with it tonight. Is Orcish Bowmasters?
That was on my list.
That one I haven't put in any deck at this point.
Okay.
Have you?
It's good.
It's
really good.
It is.
You know what? How about this? I like this. I like it better than Shieldred.
What?
Yeah, it's not better, but I like it better.
It's a game
Okay.
changer. You can only have a limited amount of those, Lowry.
Is Shieldred not a game
It
changer?
is not a game changer. That was one
This
we
is
predicted. Yeah.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, Orcish Bowmaster having Flash coming into play and having like punishing somebody for drawing extra cards is great. It technically in between each draw, you can kind of sacrifice a creature because you're making that Orcish army, and so, or maybe it's but whatever. Like every time you just have a chance to be able to like sacrifice a creature, make another creature with that ability. It's only 2 mana. It feels great when it comes to like
I'm gonna pull it up just
Gyre
it also-
Sanitarium.
you're also doing
or-
damage too, which is also nice.
Yeah, you're doing 1 damage. I'd much rather like that than a Shieldred, even though you're gaining life off of Shieldred. It's just Shieldred's just kind of brutal. It just feels bad, and maybe Orcish Bowmasters does feel bad too. I just don't feel as bad playing that for some reason. And I only have one.
Well,
We
it's
don't
because
have any.
you know why? It's because of your comment on Shieldred, because it gives you that whole except for the first one you draw, because it's doing that thing that you were. It's the exact thing that you were saying though, because you're like,
Yeah.
I would like Shieldred
Hold
better.
on. No,
if
no,
it-
no. These are online things, so they can
No, no, no.
change that wording.
But no, it's
There we go.
whenever an opponent draws, except for the first one they draw. It just changed it to make it easier.
Right.
So it's whenever they draw the first one.
That's how the wording should be on these kind of cards.
Right. But that's what you said on Shieldred, where you're like, I would have
Yeah.
liked it better if it allowed you to draw your first card and not do.
I would have liked it more
this
if it was
is-
closer to
this
Orcish
is-
Bowmasters.
Yeah, right.
I should just said that.
Yeah, right.
If cards were closer to Orcish Bowmasters, they'd be better.
I like Orcish Bowmasters better than Shieldred because of the reason I said why I didn't like Shieldred.
That was not planned out, by the way. I just have feelings, and they're strong.
That's fantastic. The other two, well, there's 3 I want to say, and then you get
You
your.
had a big list.
I know, as I was saying, Pitiless Plunderer. I use that one quite a bit.
I don't like that one.
You don't like
I
it?
don't like it. I like it in very specific decks.
Right. Yeah,
But
that's
it
why.
just doesn't.
That's why I didn't star it, but that one
It
gets
feels
used.
like it doesn't work
You got
unless I'm specifically sacrificing.
sacrificing. Yep.
Like if I'm in a sacrifice deck or, your taste deck that doubles death triggers, like that makes a ton of sense. But just like, you can't just toss it into a ram ass deck. It's
Right,
gonna
right.
get you like 3 treasures.
And that's why that one wasn't starred, but I do end up
Right.
sacrificing and doing stuff like that. One that Ibukaki will love because he hated on me for loving this card so much, but Protection Racket, I still like that. That was on our, wasn't on our list before, but I dig that one. And then the last
I'm
one,
out on that one. At
You
this
don't like
point.
that
I
one?
agree with hockey.
and then Ibukaki does like this one. He started playing this one more. Is No Mercy was the other one. That one's not in a lot of decks, but I think that one's kind of cool if you're getting attacked a lot. So No Mercy, basically, when a creature deals damage to you, they have to destroy or sacrifice. Pretty sure
Destroy.
it's destroy. So if it has indestructible, we'll get around that. But those are the ones. What other ones do you want to add on to the honorable mention that I didn't mention there?
I have 2. I want to talk about my cantrip, which is Knight's Whisper.
Oh, yep.
That's 2 mana sorcery, draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Super simple, sweet, and you just get to see more cards. You want some of those cheap cantrips to be able to go, and that's my favorite in black. And then the last one would be Warren Soul Trader. No, not even talking about Gary. God, there's so many good cards. Okay, Warren Soul Trader. That is sacrifice a creature, lose a life, create a treasure. So it's kind of
that
very
was yeah.
similar
I actually
to-
yep. I came across that. That's the Modern Horizons one, right? Is
Yeah.
that,
So that's very much like Yawgmoth, but you're creating treasures instead of drawing cards. And it doesn't do everything that Yawgmoth does either, but it's a great sack outlet that gives you a bonus to it. I like that a lot more than Pitiless Plunderer. if that like.
But it
I'd
does-
rather
I'm
control what I'm
pretty
sacrificing and stuff
sure
like that.
that one comes in. The treasures come into play tapped.
Maybe, I don't know.
What is that one called again?
Warren, Warren, Soul Trader.
I'm pretty sure. I was just looking at that one to decide if. Oh nope, it's just regular. Okay, I thought something else was I was looking at earlier had a tap treasure. No,
Okay.
but I do like this one too. Yep.
Yeah, I think Gary is a legitimate. That's a win con in a lot of black decks where
Right.
it's just like ETB. Everybody's losing life for as many black piffs you have on the field, and then you gain that much life as much life loss that's happened. That is a crazy swing. That was a huge miss by Wizards because like Kakusho is a mythic kind of card dragon, and it has to die instead of just ETBing, and it's doing something similar, but maybe not as powerful as Gary. Gary's crazy. But Sign of Blood, I disagree. It's good, especially in mono black, but it's not a Knight's Whisper in my opinion. So,
Dig it.
But other than that, yeah, that's what I got.
All right, we want to hear your guys' list. We're already starting to see Mr. Wyndham's list there.
He has a good one.
Keep posting those. All right, we gotta get the stump here. We went an hour again, man. These core cards, we like to talk a lot. All right, let's get to stump. And here we go. It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant. All right, if you guys don't know how this game works, I am going to read the flavor text of a card, and Larry's going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Everybody else will hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Everybody know will hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
He will get up to 5 wrong guesses before he's considered stumped. He gets up to 3 clues. If he can get everything about the card but can't get what the name is, he will get the initials of the card. If he has a clue left over, he will get a bonus clue, which should help give it away. The card has to be in at least 10,000 EDH rec decks and been printed in the last 2 years plus to enter. Anybody can enter. You don't have to be a patron. You don't have to be a part of the Discord. If you aren't a part of the Discord, you just have to email us at CommanderSmiths@gmail.com. If you are a part of the Discord, you just have to message me directly with your card. You don't have to give clues. I make the clues for you. So just give me the card as long as we haven't done it before. Or if we have done it before, Crucible of Worlds, you have to tell me which printing you want and all that stuff. Crucible Worlds is done like 5 times at this point, and Lowry has lost almost every time. So there is that. All right. Let's see. Lowry's overall record is 113-42. We are on round 42, week 3. Every 3 weeks, we'll add a card to the ante. Currently, we have Enduring Vitality Proxy foil right there, that little deer there. If Lowry doesn't get stumped tonight, we'll add an actual card, not a proxy, to the ante. If we get to the 3rd round, we have this Ragavan from our listener, Mr. Tommy Olson. So we need to get to that 3rd round. I know we haven't been doing them for a little bit, but the last 2 weeks we have been doing these. So make sure you guys enter. Again, we're running low, so if you enter, there's most likely a good chance you're going to get your name drawn right away. Basically go in the order that you guys have entered. So get those in, because there's a good chance that you potentially win, unless Larry doesn't get stumped. If you lose, you can send us the card that you picked or signed land if you want. You don't have to do any of this. This is all optionary. Optionary? I just made up a word. But that wall,
That sounded wonderful though.
Those cards behind Lowry, those are ones past losers. So you make it there, or you make it into decks. Lowry ends up playing with his. Mine are still sitting over here. So, all right. That being said, Lowry will have 20 minutes to guess this. We have eliminated chat, so chat can play along, see if you guys can get this before Lowry. Our stumper tonight is Sean McCluskey. I think that's how you say it. McCluskey. And here we go. This is really short. Get ready for it. Boom. He brews trouble. He brews trouble. Not Hebrew, but he brews trouble.
You know that's a beer company.
Hebrew.
Hebrew, and it's very
Nice.
Jewish. But it's a
Oh,
it's
and
a good.
make sure Lowry has his thinking juice, is what Mr. Whittam says. Let me get
I
that
got it.
timer up. Timer is
Bring it
going,
tonight.
and
Okay.
here we go, Lau.
So first thoughts are that this is potentially a card that deals with food in some way, and then that puts me into artifacts or creatures, mostly permanents at this point. And so he also would designate it being probably a creature. And then, so the bruise part is what puts me to the food. So is there anything else? Like green black is definitely the food colors, but is this a permanent card?
Hello, boobies.
Is it a creature?
Hello, boobies.
Can I get a first clue, please?
The art features two mysterious figures fiddling with a glowing blue vial. Sure looks like some shady witchcraft going on. Or going down.
Not what I was thinking. Okay.
The art features two
repeat that,
mysterious.
please.
The art features two mysterious figures fiddling with a glowing blue vial. Sure looks like some shady witchcraft going down.
Okay. Witches tend to be green and black still, like I was thinking. Blue vial might be there to throw it off or give me a third color. Kind of feels like it's gonna at least be multicolored.
Mr.
This is
Mr. Whittam, it is not from that set.
does not feel like it's gonna be red or white. So let's go. Like, is this color identity black, blue, and or green?
Hello, boobies.
All right. Did I ask if there's a creature? Right, I did ask that.
Hello,
You got that
boobies.
already, yep.
Blue. Okay, so we know it's a creature that is black, blue, and or green. I'll take a second clue, please.
The text features a tap, an untap, and a face down ability. The text features a tap, untap, and a face down ability.
Face down ability. I'm
Lost.
yeah. Again, one more time. Tap.
The text
Untap.
features a tap, untap, and face down ability.
And face down ability.
Not okay. When I say all that, it doesn't mean that this is all one action. It's just on this card, the text features a tap, an untap, and a face down ability.
I don't really understand. Other than face down ability means, in my mind, like more for the adjacents. And those cards are bad. I don't know how to get in over 10,000 decks. So that makes it tough.
Mr. Whittam, no.
So tap and untap, like if it was an untap ability, that essentially brings it to like Shadowmoor block. Now there are different things that are cool with when it untaps, something happens, and that's like Theros. And then there's also some from Duskmourn. Maybe they just care if they're tapped though. Okay. Interesting. So we know it's a creature, green, blue, and or black. Wow. Face down ability, which makes me feel like it's Ooh,
Oh, the light bulb. Oh, now the thinking.
is it a Fetto Alchemist?
Holy fucking balls. How the fuck did you do that? How did you do that?
Hello, boobies.
How did you do that? How did that even come in there? What the fuck?
What?
How did you?
What do you mean?
Where did the light bulb? Like the light bulb, I saw
That makes
it.
sense.
How? No. Where did this brew in your brain? Because that came out of nowhere. I thought you were. I was like,
no, I don't know. You're right. It came out of nowhere. It came from the gods. I don't know. Like okay, so it had to put me at, like I was saying, morph or the adjacents,
Right.
And I wasn't really focused on that. And then I felt like it had a tap and or an untap ability, right? Which puts me at a couple of places. But there just isn't anything that is really good with an untap ability except for like Gilderbairn. And so that kind of X-nays it. Like it's not going to be that. There's going to be a select few of Dustmorn cards that could even be acceptable at this point. So that also puts it out. And then I said there aren't many good morph cards, right?
right.
And then
You didn't even
This is a good morph card.
you didn't narrow it even down to. I know you said it, but you didn't confirm that it was morph. You know, that's where I'm impressed with. And blue wasn't even a part of, like, it was. You included
it
that
was.
last
I was very
minute.
strong on green black.
Yes, you were. And then you're like, well, I'm going to add blue in there, eliminate the other two, and that was what
Right.
got you into there.
Yeah.
I'm baffled that you got it because I was like, I'm going to have to, like, sometimes when I feel like you're very lost, I will adjust one of my clues as we get to the last one. And so I was already like, I was going to give you the clue that this was it. Like originally I had this card's in 22,000 EDH rec decks. Originally I just had first printed in Onslaught, but I was going to add in, it's only been printed twice. It's been printed in the list and Onslaught. So I was going to add that in because I felt like you were very lost. And then most seen in Mareki and Barrett decks.
Yeah.
So that's
That's from Ice Age.
that's
so,
that's the tapping, taking a creature or artifact or whatever, and then you untap it and it dies. So that's why this makes perfect sense. And I'm impressed, dude, because I thought you were so lost. I was already.
I was, but I have built the morph deck, and also I do really like this when it comes to, because it like untapping an artifact, great with like the One Ring or any sort of like artifact that or creature that taps for multiple mana. So I think I had this in my Planeswalker deck, like right next to like Kyora's Follower. Like just being able to untap multiple things is quite good. And at 2 mana, there's not a lot of options for that. Most of them are sitting at 3. They like it at 3 at this point. I mean, number one, as always, I got lucky. Number 2,
you worked that out. That was pretty good. I'm impressed.
Well, like you saw the. Oh
yeah, if people are only listening, you should watch the
That's
video of when it hit Lowry. Like it was just light bulb. You look like what it reminded me of is one of my favorite gifs is the girl that goes, maybe no. Yep. That's what you did there. You like had 3 different reactions of like, oh no, yeah, this is what it is. Is it?
So like where I thought it was instantly went to was a green black 2 colorless. It's like the master chef. I can't remember his original name, but he makes food
From the
and then you can
the commander.
sacrifice food to make something indestructible.
Oh,
That's what I thought
Okay.
it was right away.
not the
so-
commander dude, right?
I mean, he's a legend.
And it's from the D&D set. Is that the one?
Nah, Strixhaven.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Strixhaven commander set. Yeah.
Well,
So,
good job, buddy.
I mean, yeah. Again,
I'm impressed.
Just got lucky.
Sean, if you want to, you can send us this guy signed if you want, or a
Oh,
land
that's kind of
signed.
expensive. You could just send in a basic
Is it?
land.
Is it? Oh, it is 220. Send a basic land or 2 to us with this card name on it, the card's name on it, and it'll make the wall and all that fun stuff. So, again, remember, anybody can enter. So we are going to add a card to the ante, and most likely it'll be something from the Final Fantasy set because we like to do with what's happening and what's
That's
now.
true.
So most likely that'll be it. You have a couple weeks to get in there, but because we're going to be off and all that fun stuff. So make sure you guys email us over CommanderSmiths@gmail.com, or if you're part of the Discord, shoot me a message. All right, gang. That should do it for the live stuff for a week or two. We will catch you guys next time.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm bonkers for honkers. I love boobs. Thanks for the memories. I love boobs.
Impressive, Lowry. Impressive. Hey, gang, the best way to support the Commander Smiths is to make sure you slap that like button. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel. Also, check out our online store, CommanderSmiths.com, where we have metal tokens, mugs, t-shirts, playmats, and